Bless you, my children. Welcome to the season finale of the Late Night Picture Show, Season 5, The Three-Headed Monster. Now, we're going to take a break till Halloween like we usually do, because I got shit to do. You know, especially with Charlie. I got to get Charlie on the ball here. And Diablo. Diablo's taken to like kind of freezing up and falling over. So yeah, we got to get him and get him checked. Okay. So tonight we got a 4-part feature. 4 movies. And what we're talking about here is the Antichrist. I know I kind of threw you off with demonic possession. There's no demonic possession. We're talking about the birth of the Antichrist. So I think you know what movies we're going to talk about. There's 4 of them. And then, oh shit, we have an update on Harold Bigelow.
What the bloody hell is a Bigelow anyway?
What is a Bigelow? You can ask Sabrina later on in the show.
I can imagine with this one.
Sabrina will be here for the 4th movie and the update, so stay tuned for that. Our first movie, all the way back to 1976, and there's your hint right there. Didn't even notice that dog before. I'm using it for a hint in the ads there. You have been warned. If something frightening happens to you today, think about it. It may be the Omen. Right there. Okay, Gregory Peck, Lee Remick. Big name actors. And yeah, this is like big studio. So I'll set these aside so they don't get all run over on the floor. The Omen, 1976, 20th Century Fox. You've probably heard of that film company. I'm a little puzzled though as to why we're still they could retain the rights to that name and rebrand as 21st Century Fox at this point, I think. We're 24 years in. Okay. Richard Donner is the director of this movie. A child is born to a diplomat and his wife, but that child dies, and the diplomat, is persuaded to adopt the child of a mother who died during childbirth. They got a substitute baby right there. Very convenient. He never tells the mother. At least I don't believe he did. He didn't tell the mother about this, and they raised the child, Damien is his name, as their own. Now, I know you all have seen this movie, so we're not gonna like get really granular here because okay, so Sabrina hasn't seen this movie, but she was born in 2000. All of you who are like my age and like most of my fan base is like 18 to 34. So if you're in your 30s, you've probably seen this movie. Especially if you're into horror. I know a lot of horror people watch my show. Because I cover a lot of horror. Things kind of take a turn. Damien's birthday. I don't remember if it was his first birthday. I mean, it could have been. He was a toddler. When Damien's nanny, who seems a little off, she like has this like telepathic moment with the Rottweiler. I don't know if it's their Rottweiler. This Rottweiler that's just randomly there by the tree at the birthday party. And, yeah, up there on the balcony, it's all for you, Damien. And she hangs herself, right, like smashes through the glass. And iconic movie scene. So if you haven't seen it, there you go. You want to see it. So after the rather dramatic death of the nanny, a new nanny arrives. A kind of a stern, something fishy about this lady. She's very suspicious, very, she just kind of almost takes charge, and like the ambassador there, he's a big shot. He's used to calling the shots, and he's like, what the hell? Why is this dog in my house? The Rottweiler, the same one, I think, is right there in the house. Why is this dog in my house? Well, it's my dog. Who's this nanny that just brings a Rottweiler into the house where she's employed? Okay. For a while, though, we can't quite place our finger on what's wrong with this nanny, what's going on, other than she seems a little full of herself. Almost like she's working for a higher power. All along the way, a priest, much like myself, has been warning this diplomat, his name's Robert Thorne, by the way, that his son is evil. Your son is evil. He's got to go. But, I mean, seriously, if a priest came up to me and told me that Charlie's evil and has to go, well, yeah, you think he's crazy, Okay. Go back to church or the loony bin or wherever they found you. Oh, pardon me. I got a little 7-Up in there tonight. But is the priest crazy? Or does he actually know what's going on? And what's up with this dog? This dog's everywhere. And his buddies at one point. I'm not going to spoil it and go into the end there, but yeah. It seems like Mr. Thorne there ends up kind of running from the dog and his buddies. Could Damien actually be the Antichrist? How many people will die around him? And what does it all mean? What does it all mean? Okay. I will readily admit that this was much more effective for me when I was young and believed in things like spirits and the devil, and yeah. Not so much anymore. You know where I stand. But even so, watching it again at 58 years old, for about the 5th time probably, even though I don't believe in the Antichrist or, devils and demons and whatnot, this is a fantastic thriller, made more effective by most of our religious upbringings. I went to parochial school. I know all about it. I'd not only read the whole Bible, but I read that book of the Apocalypse like several times because that's like the craziest shit I've ever read. I don't know if you've read that. Coming out of that, I don't know what Bibles they use nowadays, but back when I was a kid, the Bible was translated from Latin. The one we used. I think every church has its own interpretation of the Bible, so they can cut out what they don't like and add what they Okay. Is Thorne crazy? Is he a madman? Or is Damien the actual son of a jackal and the Antichrist himself? You decide. This is an original. I haven't seen a movie quite like this before. And an amazing story executed perfectly by Richard Donner in this cast, and the music and everything. Five. The Omen, 1976, is a 5-ring circus here on the Late Night Picture Show. Now, let's all go to the lobby. Takes a little break. We'll make another drink. And we'll be right back. And I think most of you know what for. 1978, perhaps.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Delicious things to eat.
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy. The chocolate bars and the candy. So let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.